I'm heading to Therm's Palace Ruins. From here, the objective should be just close by to find. I guess we'll be going from place to place to place, and that's how we'll find our diagrams. I have no doubts that they won't be, all of them, in the same...
Scholars pitched camp here. Should look around.
In the same place. Let's see, what do we got here? I can already see the box. Isabelle Duchamp's journal. April 20. The entrance to the underground chambers is indeed protected by a barrier. We must await the Witcher's return. He is to use the purple ruby to illegible fragments so I can read
scholars. Should have guessed the passages inside were blocked for a reason. Good thing they didn't try to go in there without a Witcher.
Okay. That makes them very, very smart. Let's head further. Or so it seems I would like to. But it looks like, unfortunately, I cannot run, so I'm gonna save this. And I'm going to reload the game. After the restart, I'm sure I'll be able to run as fast as I can. And I can run fast. Nope. This won't help. That means I need to brew myself a few potions. Let's go into my own secret stash. Alright, I can already see, here they are. Let's pick them up. It looks to me that that's all. I picked up all the goodness out there. I'm going to run to that location there and see if that makes anything even a little bit better. At least we can enjoy all that awesome armor. It looks to me that I can't run, so I'm gonna reload this once again and see how it works now. A mutagen used to enhance abilities provides a better bonus. You can purchase missing components from a merchant. Okay, directly in the crafting panel. As you can see now, I can finally run as fast as I can and jump. That's great. Let's head into the temple. Now that we are gonna go into the temple, I wouldn't be surprised that we'll find all of them there. The only question is, where exactly is the entrance? And so it seems the entrance...
Magic barrier. Got a bad feeling, damn it.
Okay, no items in the inventory. Find the key that opens the barrier in the passage to the underground chambers. So I assume that the key is close by. Right there, perhaps. Dear Hedviga. Now that's done. Would you look at that? We can place the ruby there, and this ruby consumes the power of the gate. A few undead protecting, or just resting. You can take it both ways. It's either one or the other. What else do we have here? Centipede. And these beasts, I don't know how to fight. My God. This one wasn't that tough, so that's good for me. Another crate, but there was nothing of value that I would gladly pick up, really. It was just some stuff. As you can see, that's another walled entrance. So when you break one of the walls, you end up in this cave and you still need to break through. Surprisingly, this place is ferociously infected by these beasts. There is a lot of these here. What do we have there? An ore, silver ore. Dead body. With some golden rings in it. Okay, that's another beast. Or just an undead. Let's see, examine. Here lies our father. He died so that others may live. King Dive-Thaw. Okay, so he sacrificed himself, most likely in one of the battles out there, and made a name for himself, and now everybody's going to like him for centuries to come, obviously. I can already hear something, a portal of some sort. So, once again, look at that, we got the key. And the key was just by the door. And unfortunately, this didn't lead me anywhere, really. That's because I missed these bodies.
The bodies. Seems they were running for the exit.
No. That's unfortunate, isn't it? I have to be a little bit more careful here. I can already see an indication of some kind of a thing right here. Okay, is there anything here I could potentially do? It looks to me that there's none, unfortunately. So I'm heading in once again, and so I'll be looking for any more clues that could lead me anywhere. I just need to explore the chambers. I haven't been here.
A witcher. Brought the ceiling down to bury his foes. Ended up burying himself too.
Well, well. It looks like there are more diagrams in here. So we're going to put everything. Oh, would you look at that? Is that a wall that could be broken? It seems not. It's not going to be.
Satchel looks like it belonged to a witcher.
Guess what? It undoubtedly did. And here's our exit. We've got more diagrams, and with that we've got some more witches. Okay, I like to see that. There are no more treasure hunts that can be finished. Find the place mentioned in the letter. Let's go after the place there. And let's find what it's going to bring us. A good jump will surely get us there so much quicker. However, this place is cursed. As you can see, there's no way for us to get there quickly, and that means we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way by riding Roach. temperature looks very comfortable. Let's move on to Tesham, and from Tesham we'll be moving on to the location there. These are some kind of ruins. Okay, another castle. There's most likely hundreds of these castles here in the north and south, but I've never seen many. In here, as I saw in Skellige. Skellige is just, I would say, maybe currently standing at 30% of its previous population. And we found it. A nice little house. As you can see, maybe there's some entry. Oh yes.
In the note. Archosaur saplings are somewhere around here.
Let's move in and try to investigate. Search the warehouse using your witcher senses. As you can see, this warehouse is currently being used by somebody. Wow, that was dangerous, wasn't it? I wouldn't want to be here.
Archosaur saplings? Takes a degenerate to cultivate something like this. Need to incinerate them before they spew spores and spread.
And that's exactly what just happened. Because one of these attacked me. Maybe he was cultivating them for really evil purpose. Stock taking report.
Interesting.
And that's it. Interesting indeed. Investigate the Isle on Lac Calavi. Okay, let's go there and find out what's that all about. I'm sure we could jump in there. Into the middle of it, there's a small lake, or just a puddle.
I'm walking on water. Just like...
Like who?
Like a pond skater. Who are you thinking?
No matter. I suppose you thought nothing else in life could surprise you, eh? Wrong.
Hey, happen to know how the hell I can walk on that water?
Naturally, I know. Since time immemorial have I dwelt in solitude on this shore, and I can testify to the extraordinary nature of the lake.
What's so extraordinary about it? I mean, besides the fact that you can walk on its surface.
A sword, most wondrous, lies in its depths. I watch over it. The blade may be grasped solely by one who possesses the 5 chivalric virtues.
Folk call me a lot of things, but virtuous? I don't know.
Yet I do know, for I know who you are. You have proven yourself capable of great sympathy. You are a man of honor, as many can attest. Of humble means yourself. You show generosity to others. Your valor is the stuff of legends. To acquire the sword, you must first convince me you are worthy. The inscriptions on the stones describe the 5 virtues: valor, honor, wisdom, sympathy, and generosity. During your time in Tucson, You can prove these virtues dwell in your heart. In this world there are many in need. They will help you prove your chivalry.
Very nice indeed. It looks like there's some kind of a spell that is casted on a lake, and underneath the spell, that's the shield that's on the lake, there's a sword, and that sword is very important to the magician that casted the spell. Wait for chance to prove your wisdom. Optional, read instructions on stones. Wisdom is a virtue which one should strive to cultivate throughout one's life. For it is impossible to be so wise one cannot become even wiser. The wise know this. As we journey through life, we should seek to make wise choices. Remember, wise choices are not those which make our lives easier or simpler. Often they make them more complicated, but always they make us better. Honor cannot be purchased. Honor also cannot be sold, but for its value is greater than all the treasure in the world. Yet one can lose it, and whoever does so shall have sullied his name for all eternity. A truly honorable man always stands behind his actions, faces every challenge, and refuses to lie. There are many traits which bear witness to a man's true nature. Compassion is what separates men from beasts. Whoever feels sympathy for his fellow man will never turn a blind eye to misfortune. He will instead always stand in defense of the wronged. No man can be called good who does not share his prosperity with others. Generosity is required for dignity in life and peace in death. Valor does not make one good, yet how many good men have you met in your life's journey who were cowards? Those who possess valor do not hesitate to stand against the majority, no matter what the consequences.
Return once you've proven you possess the 5 virtues.
That's interesting. I'm just going to wait a little bit. Let's see how that's gonna work out. It's unclear just when exactly should I come back here. Wait for a chance to prove their wisdom. This seems to be a tricky one right there. Let's go into the mission briefing and see what's that all about. Alright. On the lakeshore, Geralt encountered a hermit who promised the Witcher a wondrous blade. To receive it, Geralt had to prove he lived by the 5 chivalric virtues. Many consider themselves courageous, yet when confronting true danger prove consummate cowards. Naturally, this applies in no way to Geralt, who faced mortal danger and vanquished its post haste, thus successfully passing the trial of valor. At times it's hard to keep one's word and thus demonstrate honor when faced by temptation. Luckily, Geralt was stout-hearted and successfully completed the trial of honor. Mercy is not something folk expect of Witchers, as it is they were created to hunt and kill monsters, and the mutations they undergo as children customarily strip them of all emotions. Yet Geralt had always been somewhat different, so when push come to shove, he passed the trial of compassion, for he had always striven simply to be a decent man in spite of all. Paradoxically, it is sometimes easier to demonstrate valor or honor than it is to show generosity, for the fact His many are courageous and honorable simply to advance their own cause. Geralt, like all witchers, worked for coin, but always knew well when a situation required him to show generosity. No surprise, then, that he successfully passed the trial meant to test his virtue. Alright, so wait for a chance to prove your wisdom. Interestingly, it looks to me that
Return once you've proven you possess the 5 virtues.
I can't really prove my wisdom that easy, and so we'll have to go talk to the 4 men of Ardai's Quarry. We'll have to go back to this later because the thing is that we passed all of these besides the wisdom, and somehow through some kind of a mission or something of that sort we need to prove our wisdom.
Best cure for the beast, a witcher.
Okay, that's certainly what I'm good for. And so it looks like we'll be helping to build the statue even further, or maybe finish
Yes,
it.
a face no ointment could help.
So, Master, the workers who vanished, how goes the search?
What exactly? Okay, we know what he's doing here. He's building the statue. Vanished? What's that mean?
They vanished? What's that mean?
Just that, along with ample supplies. I had placed an order. More than a dozen wagons reached the building site, yet 5 were lost along the way. Tools, food, building materials, and, first and foremost, the specialists we need, the chief architect included. I wrote to the architect to say the quarry awaits. He should send new plans. But the foreman said the architect was here, at Ardaizo. And this means...
He's missing too. Got it. I'll look around, see what I can learn.
Master, I know not how to thank you, but I beg you to hurry. We shall simply not finish without those 5 wagons.
Okay, Saint Lebiota's footsteps. Locations marked with the icon on your map indicate places where transports carrying materials needed to finish Saint Lebiota's statue or engineers responsible for its construction have run into trouble. Provide them aid and watch it to help erect one of the wonders of the world. And so it seems that I've certainly completed that, but before we go, let's visit the building site. And after that, we'll be heading...
A jump is like a lady. You can always get a new one.
back
Witcher or not, you've still to bust your bum.
to the Curie Master. And it looks like the building site is further away, a lot further away than I initially expected actually. I just thought I have to climb up, but I was in a quarry. That would make sense why he was a quarry master and nobody else. However, we first came here to meet him and then obviously we walked back or traveled back there.
Impressive.
That's hard on the
No
nerves,
doubts about that.
That's why you're so great.
What's your flint?
Let's get our reward now.
Helped you finish the statue like you asked.
Master, what would I have done without you? Countless throngs of Lebiota's followers will praise in prayer.
And you'll pay me, right?
But of course, your reward. The Infestor is a serious man of enterprise. Our plan foresees mass conversions. With the donations that will follow, we aim to recoup the cost of production in 3 to 5 years. Everything has been calculated, you see, down to the last decimal.
Good luck then. Farewell.
Well, he teached him something about decimals, I guess. Now that that's done, Let's try and go on the night for hire. Go to the ducal Camerlengo to learn the details of the contract. Very interesting. Night for hire, that's something very interesting indeed, due to the fact that Witcher isn't a knight. However, he could be called a killer for hire, and somebody that wants to hire a knight would maybe just simply wish to hire himself a killer, because a knight, he's a kind of an assassin, you know, he trains all the time, he kills. The only difference is that they have some kind of a different fighting style. A knight will wear heavy armor, and assassin most likely is going to be a ninja-like character who would kill with silence.
1, 2, 3, ready or not?
Oh, look at that, somebody's having sex. You hear that? That's it.
My heart's about to burst.
Too nice.
Always with reason.
The ducal Camerlengo. It looks like it's some kind of night gold. Look at that armor. That's some proper armor he's wearing.
To send a witcher against the beast? It's as if one sought to treat the clap with crabs.
The duchy as a whole suffers from a disconnect with
Knight errant.
Witcher, remember the Camerlengo pays out a handsome
duchy
reward
as a
for
whole
each
suffers
hands you
from a
dispatch.
disconnect with reality.
Okay.
Does
Looks like
anyone ever
it's
want to
full
battle
of
with
knights.
words?
Very interesting indeed. It looks like they're rich. Let's have a chat.
Greetings, brave hero. I am Raphael de Serman, and I am the Ducal Camerlengo.
I'm Geralt. So what is it you do here?
I pay the knight's errand.
For what?
Our knights wander the roads protecting Tusa from bandits and monsters. It is fitting and just that they be recompensed appropriately for these toils. Note, sir, that should you successfully smash a hands, save a brother knight from peril, or extract a captured merchant from the hands of cutthroats, come see me. You shall be rewarded. Speaking of payment, I've heard reports of feats of great bravery. Thus, please accept this reward for your dedication, sir.
Thank you very much. You sell things too? Show me what you've got.
Wouldn't mind a glance at your books. Ones you're willing to sell, that is.
Oh wow, I like that a lot. I like reading these books in this video game. So we're gonna go with everything has to sell, including the pipe. And anything I would need for making pens and pencils. Okay, that's gonna be a good read right there. You can stop the video when I open these books and then you can just read the books you like. Yeah, I'm making this guy rich, as I always do with these merchants, by buying so many things from them.
Can't help but be curious, but where do the funds for those payments come from?
The ducal treasury, of course. Her illustrious highness Anna Henrietta assigns great value to bravery and selfless patriotism. It is her standing order that any knight may receive a wage, pardon me, financial compensation for his dedication to defending the duchy's internal security and order.
Farewell.
Well, see you later.
Go in peace for a night.
And go hunt sheep.
The quill mightier than the sword.
Looks like I
The sword
already
is very
completed.
short and the quill very sharp.
Fiddlesticks, these numbers don't add up the way.
Completed 13 out of 15. That's interesting. But first things first. I need to go to the inventory and see to the books that I've purchased. Okay, that was just a junk book. Anything else? Yes, that's a certificate. And a few books of Fire and Stone. The last basilic of its kind. Vanguard's amazing anti-leather stratagem. The Adventures of Spiky and White called Franconi. Journal of Research into Archespores. Katakans, a monograph. On sound waves, bats and Shilmars. The Fall of Hubbard the Balliste. A Code Duello. The Ducal Chronicle 2nd Amended Edition. The Ducal Chronicle 1st Edition. Me, by Panther and I, by Abigail Lette. Forgotten Species, the Proto-Leather. Curious Customs of the Dos Santos excerpt. On Hunting Basilisks, a compendium. We killed quite a few of these basilisks. Gwent, a history. History of the Fortress of Dun Tiny, as chronicled by Le Papillon. Guide to the Vineyards of Toussaint, Volume 2, The Blessure Valley. Master Pharamon's Thoughts on Elven Architecture. The Civil War in Toussaint. Hellhounds, Harbingers of the End. Kikimores, Truths and Myths about the Insidious Insectoids. Lizards Through the Ages. Ops, Brooks's Dangerous Cousins. That has updated the entries. In the bestiary, another book, The Elder Blood. What exactly is the Elder Blood? According to some, it's powerful elven curse passed from generation to generation. Those in whose veins the infamous hen Ikair flows are said to carry death and destruction within them, to sow hatred and disdain in the hearts of men. It was from this contaminated blood that Ithilin prophesied an avenger would be born, a destroyer of nations and worlds. Very interesting read indeed. And now it's time for us to look for these two quests out here that are still left. And okay, I see what's happening here. I don't think that I'll be able to finish these ever, due to the fact that I already been there, killed everybody, and it never really got completed. But I'll try once again. Let's have a killing spree here.
John, take him for a ride.
Oh, he managed to avoid that. Okay, the bandit is going, as you can see, and he's going to try and light it.
Shivering gallbladder and a couple of the gods. Take the pain.
Okay. I know. Come on, Richard, do the magic. Let's burn this fool. Done. Let's hack them further. This guy knows how to fight. So
That's right.
we'll burn them. Done. The other one even exploded there. Okay. 3 archer units. They wanted to keep me alive after I killed so many of them. They probably are mad. Let's see what's here. We can loot a few florins. That's it. Okay. Look at that. Another bandit.
Giving me no choice.
I'm going to freeze him and kill him. That's it. Now, as you can see, the indication is showing me that I just need to go on that tower, but I kind of suspect that it isn't that simple really. I just have to kill all of them. Okay, the indication is telling me to go right there. So I'm going to follow this. This was a good fight here. And so let's go through these stairs and find our way up. Hopefully.
My goodness! How I enjoy a good mug.
Pathetic.
This is going to be enough. Okay. Another bandit, hey? I'm gonna beat you to death. Ooh. Oh, he got tired, look at that. Richard got tired a bit. Okay, try to avoid the hit. Another. Freezing. Get out of the way. Ooh, he did pass the hit. In any case, that's it for this guy. Let's move on further. That's what this is all about. You get to fight a knight.
How I enjoy a good mug butching.
Philibert Fourfinger.
It's not a complete fun.
When I first stormed this castle, I don't think I've been here in this level. He was at the very top, and so by being a leader here, he will certainly. Okay, let's blow you up. Done. That's not going to save you. And it still isn't completed, as you can see. There is still something out here, and there's just most likely a lot of soldiers all over the place, I guess. Or maybe not. Journal bound in worn leather. Maybe we needed some of these. I have no idea. I got myself an axe there. What a surprise. There's a lot of stuff that can be looted here. This is where their leader lived. On top of this abandoned castle. Well, what can I say? They were just most likely unemployed, or maybe they were just the rebels and nothing much. Okay, that's great. I'm just walked down and It looks like I've informed the soldiers out there. Look at that. The Knights of the Sound have entered the castle and arrested the rest of them. Good to see that. I like that a lot. Have nothing to say. Well, I'll get the payment from that guild master. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, Hans's reign of terror has ended. You have destroyed Hans's base and killed his followers. It's not the first time. I've killed the Hans himself, and I've killed him some time ago already. This time I'll have to go and tag this base right here. That looks like some more elven ruins to me. Let's go. Okay. Let's move on. As you can see, there's going to be a ton of these soldiers that need to be dealt with.
Too late to surrender.
The ones that do not have armor are going to be easy pickings. The ones with armor are going to be very, very difficult to deal with. Okay. Okay. I'm moving forward. Oh no, they lighted the signal fire. That means I'll just have to kill some more of these. In any case, I haven't noticed them carrying the torch, and as you can see, the fire is lit. That means that they have certainly called for reinforcements. But there were so many of these, I have no doubt that these reinforcements are not going to be a big deal anyway. Another bandit. Ooh. Look at that, he just spawned behind me there. Wow. This bandit got frozen in the water.
Let's end this.
Well, at least the river is drowning in blood on its own. Well, you missed, you fool. And you've got no armor, so I'll cut your limbs off. Let's move in on another side here. Let's go closer. That's it. Looks like most of this has been dealt with. However, just like the last time, I just am unable to get inside. Inside or on top, however, unfortunately, there is no way. Maybe there's some kind of a cave entrance down there that would lead me inside. However, as you can see, there are no caves around, and I was already walking through this quite a bit and around this, but found no indications whatsoever cave entry. Besides, I can hear them very well. The only question is, how exactly did they manage to hide themselves in there? How did they got in there? Okay, so there is some kind of an indication of where I should go. As you can see, I should go just right here, and that's that. However, I just do not find a portal or a door or anything of that sort whatsoever. How this is called? And's base. That's the last one I actually need to work with. However, if I won't be able to enter the facility that I guess is inside of the temple, then nothing's gonna work out. However, it looks like there may be somebody on top of it. Now let me see. Yeah, there's probably somebody on top of it. And I just noticed that there may be a ladder there. Okay, that makes me so happy. Let's go up and kill them. Now that that's done, we found the rest of them. We'll make sure he won't stay alive. Okay. I just kind of wanted to freeze him before he dies. That's it, you fool. Cut you in half. And so, let's do this. Anton and Starling, Stragan's notes. Finally, that's been dealt with. Or so it would seem. Yeah, this is where he lived. Let's go down, and this should trigger the soldiers to show up. And it did. One guy did all this job, the rest of them couldn't.
Witcher, a moment of your time, may I?
Anne's reign of terror has ended.
Well, Starling Strakenov, House Pam Titlet Harlitsbrut has bit the dust. May he rest in pain and agony. You've earned yourself a steep price cut here, Witcher.
Good to hear that. Guy named Stragan ran across him already.
Stragan. Name's familiar. Ran into him a while back.
What's this? He must have been a horrible hound shaker. Decent folk don't bear that name.
Can't say if that's true for all the Stragons, but this one sure wasn't decent. Met a bad end, too. Justly so.
You carved up the knobcapper. I knew it.
Druids did it for me, actually. Burned him alive.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you have on offer, will you?
Okay. I'm gonna take these. Oh no, this is just junk. Parchment. Okay, nothing special that I would gladly buy. It's fine. Farewell.
See you later.
Iron longs to be red hot!
Long live Duchessa Anna Henrietta.
The rain is over. Let's go back and collect our reward now. The Grand Place. Alright then.
Do you like it here?
Let's move through this location here into the guild. I help them a lot. I like to see that I'm going to get a reward for that.
The guard brings peace to our domains. Flout its written not in chain.
Look at that painting of the ducal family.
143 carry the 2. Greetings, knight. Much is said in Beauclair of your bravery and dedication. Thus you've secured a claim to compensation. Sign here, please.
Okay, farewell.
Well, see you later.
Go in peace, fair knight.
As you can see,
These numbers don't add up the way I'd like.
he didn't really pay me that much. Besides, I want to know
Greetings, knight.
if he has any more books to sell.
Wouldn't mind a glance at your books. Ones you're willing to sell, that is.
And so it seems that he does not. Besides this one, audacious junk. Can be sold to merchants on this mountain into crafting. No, junk can be sold. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy this. Just for the sake of it. Farewell.
Well, see you later.
Go in peace, fair knight.
Now, I wanna know, it said that it's just a note, but does that mean it has anything written on it, or does that mean it has absolutely nothing written on it? So I'm gonna open the note, random, and it looks like none of them spawned.
Pay too much out again.
So I assume that if I buy junk notes, they won't have anything on them. Go to the place where the auction will be held. I like the sound of that. Wine Wars, Belgard. Okay. That's where the auction
The first bid for
is
4
going to be held.
generations. That is how long my family has been producing wine.
Producing plonk unfit to drink, you mean? Which is exactly why you should sell Belgat to me, not him.
As a ducal clerk, I must look after the duchy's best interests. Belgard currently belongs to the treasury. The minister of the treasury has clearly expressed his desire that Belgard be handed over to a responsible steward. Yet, diverse troubles beset both your present holdings. Until you resolve them and thus prove yourselves competent, selling Belgard to either of you is out of the question.
This vineyard, Belgard, why is it so valuable?
You are not from here, it certainly shows. Before Count Crespi fell prey to the beast, Belgard belonged to him. As a man of wealth and influence, he guided it to immense success. Brought in rare grape varieties, hired skilled workers. I shan't trouble you with unnecessary details. Suffice to say that merging Belgard with another vineyard is a sure recipe for success.
One and the same man caused Coronada's and Vermentino's problems. Got proof. A certain Count Crespi. He's at the root of it all.
What, Crespi? Belgard's erstwhile owner? Why, that's impossible.
Got it all here, in writing.
He did indeed have motive. He knew well his own vineyard could not survive if Vermentino and Coronata were to join forces.
Probably why he incited the feud. Pulled it off, too, mostly. Just failed to bring his plan to completion when the beast got him.
Incredible. You mean to say it wasn't Liam?
And I was certain my troubles were Matilda's doing.
In light of new evidence, the most just resolution would be for both injured parties to share oversight of Belgard.
Wait just a minute. Do you mean to suggest we're to cooperate?
It's the optimal solution, yes. In terms of the health of the enterprise as well.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do believe he's right. Perhaps it is time to bury the hatchet.
3 vineyards are more than 1. There's much to be gained. So be it.
That's not all. The troubles at your vineyards, solved them. You can go back to operating normally now.
Splendid news. I'm relieved to see you hired a professional, especially one whose aid might still prove invaluable. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Follow me. It's high time you saw Belgard.
Witcher, come with us, please. Something tells me we'll have tasks for you yet.
Tended to Belgard's problems. Vineyard should be in as good a shape as ever.
Splendid. And thus, officially, by the power vested in me, I grant you title to the Belgard Vineyard, and trust that you shall make good use of its grounds and resources.
Excellent. I can already smell the grapes ripening in the sun.
We shan't forget what you did for us. Here, your pay.
But that's not all. You must come back and see us shortly. We've a surprise in store for you.
I'll do that. Farewell.
Hopefully the surprise isn't an ambush.
Please, don't bother me. I'm busy.
One wars go.
Oh! Stocks and the whip await those running riot. Our duchy values peace and quiet.
One wars. Wait 3 days, then go to see Liam and Matilda. Let's do just that. We've got ourselves a new vineyard. And so we'll have to go in and help them a little bit. To be precise, what happened there is that we kind of shared, or all of us bought one vineyard, and we decided to create a cooperative. And so now there are 3 vineyards under kind of one massive company, or so it would seem. You see, for a witcher that lives many hundreds of years, these kind of deals aren't that good. Obviously they're not official, but
The curious land is too.
I guess that's how they're going to deal with it, because you see, when those owners die, Witcher does not die. And if the owners die, then it's unclear how things are going to work out. The Witcher would just have to buy all the other vineyards if it's going to be one massive company. Oh, look at that. They're squeezing out the goodness. Let's go and see what kind of problems does this vineyard could potentially have. I want to see how it looks, and as you can see, it's quite massive right here. Belgard Vineyard, obviously it was huge. So, no surprise that everybody wanted it. Let's go and chat.
Oh, Witcher, greetings. Kind of you to come. Matilda and I, we've a surprise for you.
You are doing well.
You two seem to be getting along.
We are. There came a point we realized we had no grounds to quarrel. Things became altogether pleasant.
And a bit spicy.
Romantic, quite.
Got it. Needn't say more. Glad things are going well for you.
What's the surprise?
What's the surprise? Some new monster I need to kill?
No, something far more pleasant.
We've produced a wine. According to the best sommeliers, it might just dethrone Est.
We owe this success to you. So, if you'd agree...
We'd like to name it after you.
What shall we call it?
Geralt of Rivia. Butcher of Blaviken and Boy Wolf. Let's go with Geralt of Rivia.
Call it Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt de Rivia. Perfect.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to send a few bottles to your home every so often.
I'd be honored. Thanks.
No, we thank you. Take care, Witcher.
Now that's that. And I thought that
I'd stop wine with that one.
we'll be doing a lot of things here. Making this vineyard into the most biggest monopoly out there in this province. However, not this time it seems. Meet merchants at the camp. Mutual of Beauclair's Val Kingdom. That's a very interesting name for this mission.
Camp's abandoned, but a lot of this damage is recent. Guess I arrived just a little too late. Should look around still.
They're all dead.
Man, bled to death. Big beast inflicted these wounds. Clear from the claw marks. Must have a toothy smile too, judging by what ripped his throat open.
Let's see what's that all about. Beware of the White Terror. Danger zone. Do not enter. Any losses of life or property will be compensated by Count Boris de Salvarez. Alright, alright.
Signs of a fight. Paw prints, beastly ones, that's clear. Just on this spot, though. Aerial attack. Must have been.
But
Draconid. Gotta be. Maybe a basilisk? Except these prints don't belong to any variety I know. Just a little different.
Then what we're gonna do?
Area's dangerous. I'd say there's a basilisk nesting around here. You'd be wise to remain at some distance.
Yes, I'm familiar with the matter, and quite proud to say a basilisk does nest here. I look after it personally.
Look after it? It's not exactly a pet. Beasts murdering folk who come through here.
Just a minute. It does not murder those who do not trespass upon its territory.
You post those warnings?
Indeed, to prevent anyone from coming to any harm.
Well, a lot of good they did. Got a freshly mangled corpse right here.
Most likely a merchant, the poor bloke. Just today I learned 2 traders had chosen this route despite the signs. I came as quick as I could to warn them. Too late, alas. I've instructed my servants. They shall take the body, return it to the family with a generous sum as recompense.
Families of the victims, you pay them off?
Pay the victims' families compensation? Why?
These lands have been my family's for decades, granted to us by Duchess Ademarta. Beyond them, the basilisk ventures not, hunts not, it does not kill or destroy. Provided it is not provoked. Yet if it does destroy, if it kills, I compensate all for their loss, from my own coffers.
Your coffers. Got a store of sons and husbands in there to compensate for those shredded by your beast?
Naturally, I cannot revive the dead, but I do make generous restitution to their loved ones. Just last summer, I paid a leather tooler's widow 800 crowns. This unfortunate merchant's family, to be duly indemnified as well.
Claim this is the last surviving basilisk. Plan to stick to that story.
Claim this to be the last surviving basilisk? How do you figure?
The last of this subspecies. Their population was much larger at one time, see? Before the beech forests were felled.
Mean to suggest a direct correlation between beechwood forest density and basilisk populations?
Indirect, I prefer to contend. Beechwood forests are the chief habitat of roe deer, you see. In turn, a staple of the basilisk diet. When roe deer grew scarce,
Basilisks made humans their staple food. Enter the Witchers.
And thus, we've come to this one last specimen. It's a female. As recently as last year, we still had 2. But Jocast's mate passed on, alas.
Jocast?
Should she not have a name? My father dubbed her in honor of my dear departed mother. Jocast was brooding then. 2 eggs. That she cast from her nest, alas, when the male perished.
Who are you? Fess up.
Who exactly are you? And how do you develop such an interest in the beast?
Count Borges, happy to be of service. As to the beast, well, this subspecies is our dynastic symbol. The Disalfareses have for centuries signed with the Regulus Platinum. As family legend has it, a female of the species rescued an ancestor, a boy at the time, from a burning building. She took the tyke back to her nest, where she fed him as if he were one of her own youngsters.
Malarkey.
To be sure, but beautiful malarkey it is.
Basilisk. Know where I might find it?
Where's the basilisk nesting? Any idea?
Of course I've an idea, but you don't really expect me to tell you. Those are not toy swords. I know your intentions.
Find it myself then. Easy to track with its distinct paw prints. Mentioned 2 merchants, so I might also look for the other corpse.
Find out more about the second victim. Okay.
Basilisk scales are usually thicker, not nearly so fine. Could be more sensitive to fire, this one.
Alas, it is true. Jocast has a terrible fear of fire. She's a highly sensitive creature. Rid your mind of any thought to kill her. You would destroy the last of a species.
Obviously he doesn't know if she's the last.
Strange. These burn marks. Beast's venom make them? Subspecies must be highly toxic.
It is so indeed. A wound from a sterling basilisk festers long.
Need to brew a potion that'll neutralize that.
Okay. What else could be out in here? Well, we killed one basilisk some time ago in a different province, so obviously they're not really that rare as this man thinks.
Busted barrels. Contents spilled all over. Must have been tannin in there. Used to treat leather. Beast smashed the barrels. That's how the scent got on the scale.
Yokoko is so very curious. Strong scents especially intrigue her. The barrels, they must have drawn her in. Drawn her to the caravan.
Busted barrels slimed with venom. Hallmarks of an attack. Basilisk must have caught the second victim here. Anyway, got 2 scents. Venom and tannin. Ought to be enough to track the beast.
Why track her at all? Jocast is protected. Her death would forever destabilize the ecosystem. Who knows what would happen? I see unforeseeable consequences down the line. Simply refrain from provoking her. Harm her not, and she too will leave you untouched.
I've long suspected they do it on purpose. Scent their goods. They seek to lure the basilisk to destroy their wares. It allows them to demand compensation from their assurers.
Well, I think he's talking nonsense. Let's go after the basilisk. Right there, here's the sense. It looks to me that that other guy knows where to run to. Let's see, right there.
Odors dispersed. Seems to be everywhere. Basilisk must be high in the sky. Bloodstains. Clear as day.
Let's follow the bloodstains then. Would be Basilisk.
Sense perceptible again.
Would you look at that? We found a dead
Just
body.
as I expected. Second victim, but relatively unscathed. Basilisk must have been dragging him back to its nest for later. Dropped him for some reason. Wonder why.
Hooker's guild contract. Let's find out why he would do that. By investigating the surroundings here. Okay, I finally found the smell once again, and now I'll be going after it. Let's see.
Here's something, but it's no basilisk screech. Human voices.
Certainly. Oh, look at that.
It's a feed, all right.
That's interesting.
Yellow, Harry, prepare the equipment. Beast wandered off somewheres. We got to lure it back. And who might you be?
Funny. About to ask you the same.
They call us the Reavers.
Reavers? Wouldn't happen to hail from Crinfrid, would you?
Aye, we do. But how's it you know? And again, who the hell are you?
Geralt of Rivia. We have got mutual acquaintances. Not your concern, neither of those things. I'll just say I'm Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt of Rivia. I'm a witcher. Know your brethren in arms. Boholt, Kenneton Desbret, New Boy too.
Ah, you're that witcher. Aye, Boholt mentioned you. Said you swing a mean sword.
A professional. Good you came along. Could take on the brute together. Talk is the venom's something horrifying. Could use another pair of hands. Fee what we've gotten from the guild. We'll share it fair and square. You in?
Gentlemen, this hurts my ears and pains my heart. You aim to kill your caste? It cannot be. The creature is protected. If you fear to lose the guild's reward, I shall repay it, and reward you doubly to leave the beast be. You cannot slay the last living specimen of a near-extinct subspecies.
Willing to pay, are you? Long as we do nothing? That's rather novel. What say you to that, master? Far as I know, beasts culled the human race by 5 already.
Beast needs to die. I'm a witcher first.
Beast has to die. We work together, we'll make quick work of it.
After all I told you of your caste, you would murder her? Or you will regret this, friend. I know folk. I shall tell them you slew the last surviving specimen.
Sorry, Master de Salvarez. Actually, not sorry. A monster's a monster. Silvery, plaid, or polka-dotted, last or next to last specimen, doesn't matter. It's a dangerous predator that kills humans. Enough said.
Herbalists, alchemists, I know many. They will despise you. I shall tell them of a heartless cur who cares not an ounce for balance in nature. You shall pay arms and legs for their wares. More!
Somebody plug this Lorden's gob, eh? Right, Master Witcher. How do we aim to fight the filth? We've crossbows. Comply with bolts while you do the hack and slash? Or all go at it as a bunch, blades in hand, fire in our hearts? You decide. You're the one with experience.
Use your crossbows.
Use your crossbows, keep her on the ground. Good idea.
Did you say her?
It's a female, yeah.
Hear that, lads? We've a learned witcher here. 100 spans out, and he's spotted what the lizard's got between its legs. Right now, lads. You've heard the specialist. Ready your crossbows.
All good and fine, but the monster's not in its nest. Gotta track it down first.
Not at all necessary, Geralt. We looked into it. Gave it a think. Traders use tannin to lure the beast. Who says we can't do the same?
You got any tannin?
Came into a bit, aye. Yeah, willing to do the honours?
Sure. The beast still isn't here.
There.
Grab your bellies! Shoot the bitch down!
Done. I have it on the ground. I'm gonna hack it to pieces. Yeah, things are going just fine so far. I'm using all kinds of things here. Look at that, I can even affect the basilisk. So that's good, right there, it got slowed down. And so, come on, get it down, on the ground. Beneath it down. That's why they should be using their skirmish ability here. Done. We got it once again on the ground here. And let's cook it. But that's it. It's dead, for certain.
A stroke of luck that. To fight at a true witch's side. Prime the way you swung that razor, mate.
Mentioned some fee from a guild. I hear you right?
Ha! Witcher drives right for the gut. A professional, right thorough. Your share, friend. Every last copper as we agreed. We'll collect us a few of them silver scales and the tail. Proof for the guild, right?
Exactly.
And we'll get word of you to some folk. Merchant folk, meaning. They ought to treat you right.
Thanks, and farewell.
Let's see what he's got here. Looks like I'm gonna take a trophy for myself. I should probably give it to that nobleman. I'm sure he should at least carve himself a steak from this basilisk. That will surely make him feel so much better. Defeat Colossus in fist fight. Fists of Fury to Sound. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. I have no doubts about that. Right there.